Hello everybody, I hope you're doing fantastically well. Welcome back to Connor here on the One Leeds Fan Channel, and I'm here to talk to you about teamwallart.com. Now listen, for the channel to prosper, for the channel to have the creativity and the innovativeness that we have, we need you to go and buy a product from Team Wallart, guys, because it helps us. They help us run as a Leeds United fan channel, and what I love about them in particular is they're Leeds fans. They're not just some generic brand, they are Leeds fans. So we need to be supporting them. And I think they've got some great gear as well, guys. They've got a new Raphinha plaque, which Brownie's just got, which is absolutely mint. I think you guys have been ordering it in abundance, which is great to see. But if you go over there with the code ONELEEDS, you get a 10% discount and you can get plaques for as cheap as £5. It's worldwide shipping for an incredible rate. Go over there, guys. Check them out and enjoy the video. Hello everybody, I hope you're doing fantastically well. It is Connor and we are back here with another video. The content is absolutely flying at this moment in time. I hope you're enjoying it. Just to indicate that you are enjoying it, guys, if you wouldn't mind smacking, putting a like on this video, that would be amazing. It gives me an indication that you're enjoying the stuff, basically. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We have hit 12,000, which is unbelievable. I mean, in the time that I've had the channel, I wouldn't have cared if I was speaking to 3 people. So 12,000 in the amount of time I've had the channel, I'm absolutely over the moon with it. With that out the way, if you wouldn't mind getting some stuff from Team Wallart as well, guys, with the code ONELEEDS, and thank you so much to people who've been donating through the PayPal. It all goes back into the channel. It all goes back into everything that I do for the channel, so thank you so much. So anyway, enough waffle, as I always say, but I do waffle. But the reason we are here today is because what have I been thinking about recently? What things have been going through my mind in the international break? There's a few videos which I'm going to do. I've got a lot planned with regards to certain sort of maybe like little documentaries I want to do. But this video in particular, it's been going through my head for a couple of weeks now because there's always rumours about our star boy on the right, Ronaldinho reincarnated, which would mean that Ronaldinho is dead, which he's not. But you get my drift, he's that good. Raphinha, what a player he's been for Leeds this year. The goal contributions are through the roof. He's one of the top wingers in the division. Anybody else who doesn't say he is doesn't watch Leeds, doesn't watch football, doesn't watch Raphinha. So they're all big wafflers. If they've seen Raphinha and they don't think he's a decent footballer because he's absolutely world class. But listen, I wanted to talk about 3 reasons why I think he'll be sticking around. And get your comments in the section below if you disagree, if you agree. There's been a lot of conversation with Leeds fans over this past sort of 2 or 3 months when he's been lighting the Premier League up. Will he stay at Leeds? Will he be with Leeds next year? Well, for me, 100% he will be. And it's because we're not the club we once were. And we're going to get into that right now. So, guys, number 1 is going to be ownership. That's what I'm going to look at straight away. Ownership. And the reason I mention ownership straight away is because you have to have a decent ownership. You have to have a decent structure in place to be able to build. Now, a lot of people will hark back to us selling Ronaldo Vieira to be able to bring certain players in and all this sort of stuff, but we're not that club anymore. We're not at that level. We're not at that stage. When you're looking at Andrea Radrizzani, who at the start of this season is talking about us replicating Leicester. Last season, he was talking about us replicating Wolves. These are clubs that we are looking to be, if you know, not better than, obviously, because we know how brilliant those 2 clubs are, but on par with in terms of what Radrizzani wants to do with the club. Why on earth would he get rid of Raphinha, who is sort of the star boy, as I've said, of this side? It makes no sense. It's regressive. It's not progressive. It doesn't make any sense. And I just think with this specific point, with this specific owners, you know, we look at San Francisco 49ers pumping another 50 to 60 million in us, being part of that co-ownership. Leeds aren't a selling club anymore. We've been down the route of, you know, being Norwich City's feeder club, but we're not there anymore. It's a different era, it's a different time, it's a different culture, and I just cannot for the life of me see Radrizzani, see even Bielsa with his input wanting to let someone like that go. I just cannot see it for the life of me. We've bought him. We've made an absolutely incredible acquisition there. The ownership, everything behind the scenes. It would be a travesty, as Noel Whelan has phrased it, if Leeds got rid of Raphinha. And even Noel Whelan has phrased that he doesn't believe the club will do it. You know, I'm not saying he's the voice of reason there, but I think Noel makes a really good point in terms of where we are as a club, where we're going as a club, where Radrizzani has said that he wants Leeds United to be as a club. Why on earth would we get rid of our prized asset when we don't need to? So that's number one, guys, the fact that we actually have good, solid, unbelievable, progressive ownership. Now, number two, guys, is the financial side. Now, if we sort of look at the realistic clubs that we would be looking at in terms of the rumours that we've heard so far, Barcelona and Real Madrid, we've seen those going round, the rumours about those two being interested in Raphinha. Would that happen later on down the line? I would not ever turn around and say no, because I think Raphinha is that good. I think he could get into any team in world football side. I think he's that good. But do I genuinely believe they're going to be going in for him with their money struggles in La Liga? No. You know, Real Madrid and Barcelona, it's been well noted this year that they are massively struggling in terms of sort of, you know, being transfers and being able to survive in exactly what's been going on with regards to the pandemic. So I think that's going to be very, very unlikely. And as it's sort of intertwined with the first point, the ownership, the fact that if Leeds were to sell him and Leeds were to let him go, it would be for a significant fee. We're talking 60 million plus. 60 million plus. Are they going to be able to shell out that sort of money with the crisis that those two clubs are in? No. Manchester United, you know, with the likes of Diallo coming through, Amad Diallo, who is a right winger, obviously still have Dan James, a young Dan James on the books. We know Manchester United like to spend money like there's no tomorrow, but everything that's going on with the Glazers there, the money disputes there, and the pandemic as well. I know Manchester United, with being such a massive club, economically and globally, they're not really going to struggle in terms of financial, but they've made investments into young players, young wingers who are going to be able to develop in the future. They're then going to go out and sign Raphinha for, in my opinion, Leeds would add another 10, 15 million onto the price tag if they came knocking. That's business. And with the amount of money they've got, Leeds would knock on that sort of money for them. So I don't think they'll be coming. Liverpool. Now, these are the four that have really been mentioned. Liverpool, I just can't see that happening. With Salah, with Mane, still there, still being, you know, still world-class players. Are they going to go and sign Raphinha as a backup for 60, 70 million in? And is that realistically going to happen? I cannot see it for the life of me. So number two, guys, it's the financial packages and the sort of willingness that Leeds have to keep hold of this, guys. You know, let me just hark you back to the Ben White saga last year. Brighton wanted to keep Ben White. They wanted to keep Ben White. They were not letting him go for whatever the price. And I know that for a fact they were not letting him go. He wasn't for sale. And that's exactly how I think Leeds are going to look with Raphinha. You know, Brighton allegedly turned down 30 to 35 million for Ben White. Ben White, who's not proven himself, he didn't prove himself at the start of the season as a Premier League player. Look what Raphinha's done. So if Leeds turn round and say, nah, I just cannot see it happening. But you've also got to take into consideration the financial packages this summer of every other club. So number two for me is the financial problems that other clubs are going to be in. And are they really going to be shelling out that sort of money for Raphinha? Not for me. So guys, number three for me, and this is probably the most controversial one to be quite honest with you, it's Raphinha himself. This is a guy who's come from Champions League qualification, Rennes. He's come from Sporting Lisbon, who were his previous clubs, who do fly high in Portugal. And he's come to a newly promoted side. Why would he do that? You know, why would he do that? It makes no sense, really. The only sort of scrap I can find from it, really, is if he wanted to showcase himself in the Premier League. But every single club has scouts globally, especially in France, across the pond. So Raphinha was going to be spotted by a club. You know, he's being looked at by several clubs, even apparently at Rennes, from what we hear with news reports, but nobody made that plunge. Nobody made that sort of step to go and get him, whereas Leeds did, and wow, has it paid off. But I just cannot for the life of me understand why he would have joined this project. Exactly what Radrizzani, exactly what Orta has laid out to him. And you forget, he's left every single club after a year. He's going to start needing a little bit of consistency. He's not a child. He's 24 years of age. So I think he'll want a little bit of consistency. And with the pattern that Leeds are growing in, 2 or 3 years down the line, if he's still performing at that level, then you're going to probably get the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid come knocking, which would not surprise me. You know, we've seen the likes of Richarlison being linked to Barcelona pretty much every single year, and I think Raphinha's a much better player. So I genuinely believe that within Raphinha, within his mindset, he thinks that there's a project here. He knows that we've got a world-class manager. You know, this guy is from the French leagues. He knows all about Bielsa. Everybody in France knows about Bielsa with his tenure over there with Marseille and Lille. So I just believe that he is so indoctrinated into the project over here. Why on earth would he just scupper that to go sit on a bench? Why on earth would he go and scupper that to go to somewhere that doesn't really have a vision for me? You know, you look at Manchester United, what really are they about? You know, massive club, but what's really going on there? Seems to be a carousel of players all the time, and it largely doesn't work, even though they're doing so well in the league. But, you know, I just cannot for the life of me see why Raphinha would want to move on within one season. He looks happy as well. You look at the guy, and we never know what goes on behind closed doors, but he's beaming consistently, absolutely loves it. So I just don't see why he would do it. And for me, guys, those 3 components, and I could go on for 4, 5, 6, 7, but to keep it concise, they are the 3 reasons, in my personal opinion, why Raphinha will not be leaving Leeds United this summer. I just do not think it will happen. Guys, I could, people might hark back to this video in the summer when Leeds have sold him and laugh at me, and that's absolutely fine. You know, I'm putting this one out there, but I just do not think it will happen. Not on my book, and I don't think on Leeds United's book. We're a progressive club. We're not a regressive club. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. We're going to have more videos coming this week. If you've enjoyed this, if you agree with me, if you've disagreed with me, let me know in the comment section below, and let's get a little bit of a conversation going, because we all love, don't we, talking about Rafa. It's a beautiful topic. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Please, if you are new, subscribe to the channel, especially if you're a Leeds fan and you haven't. Obviously, like the video, guys, and I'll catch you very soon. Cheers.